Listings absolutely help grow your business. I've been doing this for 15 years. Um, and I've been taught and I've always known that the best way to grow your book of business is to have listings for a variety of reasons, mostly because you're controlling everything that's going on with that listing. If there are interested parties that maybe are unrepresented and want to see that property, you can show them the home. And if that home doesn't work out for them, well, then you can help them find and buy another property in that area. Secondly, is the thing that I don't think people consider all the time is that 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 buyers, or excuse me, sellers, are going to be buying a home too. I live in California. We've had a lot of people that have been vacating the state, but I think it's pretty consistent. About 1 out of 4 people that we represent are also buying a home in the area. So, we help them, we list their home for a flat fee on the sell side, but then we help represent them on the buy side where we get a full, 2.5% commission. So it's a great way for you not to just get one listing, but to get also another transaction closed. The next thing that I think is really important is the open houses. And if you're not doing open houses, I think you're missing out on a lot. But if you have this flat fee model and you're not doing open houses, you're absolutely out of your mind, because open houses with our flat fee model, the one thing that I found is most people are asking us about our model, how it works, what it includes, or they're wanting to learn more about our model and maybe potentially helping them. From our open houses, I've gotten more business than I have ever in the past while working with Fievel Real Estate, because when we're there, we're not just a salesperson trying to get their business. We're offering something of value up front that encourages dialogue between people who are actively looking to buy and or sell in the marketplace. Yeah, absolutely. So notably, I think a lot of people are nervous when they're talking about doing a flat fee model. I was too, and I wanted to track, hey, is this model really helping me grow in the way that I think it will? And the answer is absolutely yes. I've tracked it extremely well. I have leads that come in from other sources, like some people do Zillow or Redfin or whatever that is. I do those, and the leads and business that I'm talking about right now are specifically from people who came in organically, chose to work with me because of our flat fee model. And from that, I've gotten business, whether it's buyers from doing their open houses or they're selling their home and buying it. Just on the buy side alone, taking out like the listings that I've had, in the last 6 months, I've done over $4.3 million in purchase price. That was business that I would have never gotten had I not had the listings to meet these people in the first place. This is just on the buy side. It's not including the listings that I have from there. So, that's $4.3 million in purchase price and commissions that I represented on the buy side that I would have never seen otherwise. All of them came from me having listings, and I have more and more listings, and that snowball effect is really starting to come into play where I'm finding myself to be very busy, which is a good thing. I would say this has been probably the most significant change in my career. Real estate is a fairly simple thing to do. The difficult part is finding people to help buy and or sell a home. That's the difficult part. And with this model, you're giving something of value up front to the clients that creates dialogue that allows you to have a conversation, for them to understand that you're an area expert. And that's the biggest part that has changed in my career, is now I'm having people come to us. We're getting organic leads regularly. We're getting referrals regularly. It really is a no-brainer for them. And I've started to see a snowball effect in my personal business, and I've started to see my own personal business get very busy. I'm very happy with that. I'm a little nervous just because there's a lot of moving pieces going on, but it's a good problem to have. Yeah, that's a great question, and it's something that we get asked often. When we go through our discussions with people when they're ready to list their home, we talk about everything that we're going to do from start to sold and beyond, that we're a fully encompassed real estate agency that does full service. They say, all right, what's the catch? And I'm totally transparent with them. Having listings is the best way for me to grow my book of business. Not only Are they likely to refer me to their family and friends if I make them really happy with the level of service I provide, and I also save them significantly when it comes time to selling their home? But I also let them know that people will come to the open houses. I could potentially meet new buyers in the marketplace that are interested in your space and maybe are unrepresented. So it's a win for me 100%, and it's a win for them because they get a great deal for selling their home and great service that accompanies it. Well, first and foremost, I think it's a fast track to growth and growing your own business, especially if you're a new agent. But if you come in there with something of value that's going to save people on average over $15,000 in commissions paid, you're going to, at the minimum, be invited for a conversation to at least compete for their business to sell their home. The other reason why I think you should consider it is commissions have been a very forward topic that people have been talking about, especially in light of the NAR settlement that happened and all the headlines over this past year. A lot of people, the first questions that they're asking before buying or selling a home is, what do you charge? Do I have to pay you? On the buy side, it's a very easy conversation. We say, hey, we're helping people buy a house, and we're going to ask for our commissions to be paid for by the seller. But when we're selling homes, our fee to sell your home is a flat fee. Value of the home doesn't change the value of the service that you get from us, and it shouldn't change the cost associated with the service to sell it. So it really gives you an opportunity to make some common sense discussion points with sellers and put you in a great position to win their business. I would say don't let fear hold you back, or any type of moniker that you may be losing out on commissions. This is extremely strategic, and the purpose is to help you grow your business and meet people that are actively in the marketplace.